Today is Thursday, August 17th, 2017.
And you're listening to another episode of the Natural Living Homestead podcast.
So we're going to do a recap from last week. Friday night, we went on date night. Just Sean and I, no kids.
Wasn't that nice?
Yes, it was.
It's not often that it's just you and me, is it?
Nope, that was really nice. So we went to the Olive Garden to celebrate my birthday.
That's right. So that kind of played into Tuesday's video because, of course, I had the zuppa toscana with my meal that night and decided, well, let's make that for Tuesday's video because it's such a delicious soup. Everybody likes the Olive Garden soup, I think. So then Saturday we didn't have a video, did we?
No, we prepared for back to school kids weenie roast.
That's right. This was the last dig of summer. What we were doing is getting everything set up on the homestead to have kids come over that night and have a weenie roast. And it was quite a spectacular night, wasn't it?
It was, because there was a meteor shower that night.
I know. We spent most of the night looking up in the sky. Like every couple of minutes, it was just like, oh, there's one. And then,
yep.
Oh, there's another one. And
that was fun.
It was.
It was good entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. And we had good company, and the kids played out in the pasture for a while and, played the hide-and-go-seek games, Gray Wolf and whatever that else is called. And what's the other game they called?
Sardines.
Sardines in a can or something.
Yeah, and they tossed the baseballs around and...
Yep, and then they played back in the Ninja Warrior course too a little bit.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was a good evening.
So we were spending time with friends and family that night, and we took the evening off again on Saturday. So then on...
Survival Sunday, you did just a little mini review on the Ozark Trail 12-in-1 multi-tool.
Yeah, and it may not be the quality that you'll have in an $80 set of Leatherman multi-tool, but you really can't go wrong with having it on you. And it's not a big investment. If you decide you don't like it, you're at what, $3-4? Not much.
Well, I also think it's nice for the kids to carry them because it's not expensive. If they break it, it's okay.
Or lose it.
Right, but it also gives them a chance to learn how to use all of these tools that are available on that.
You're right about that. So then Monday, Aaron and I did Grandma's video. Aaron and I went to Grandma's house. Now that was actually filmed on Saturday. That's one of the things that we did to get ready for this weekend, was going over there to mow and get that yard taken care of. Appreciate the nice compliments on the yard. Yeah, I love that yard over there. For a yard in town, that's definitely the way to be. Of course, it's on the edge of town too. It's got quite a bit of space out there. So then back to Tuesday.
Yes.
The soup was okay.
It was excellent.
She liked it.
Yeah.
As long as she liked it, it's a winner, right?
Yep. That was right. Wednesday, we went to the Dollar Tree and we found some useful things for the homestead.
Let's see. They may not have all been top quality items, but for $1 you almost can't go wrong. I wanted to make mention, something that my wife brought up too. When I was pointing out the needle nose pliers, she made mention later on when it was just us after the store. She said, make sure when you pick out a good set of needle nose pliers, you make sure that those noses or those tips are really close together. You got to watch that on that, and make sure you get a good pair. So thumb through them and make sure you get the ones that their nose are touching together, right?
Right. Some of them were not touching each other, so just, that's the way it is when you're shopping at the Dollar Tree, but
yep,
it's okay.
So then we had a bonus video for Wednesday. I released it late, about midnight. Had been working on that one. I had a lot of hours on that one, but we have a new channel trailer. It's called Our Family Natural Living Homestead. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. It's a fun video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of a recap from last week.
Yep. And today's podcast will also be on Podbean as well. If you haven't checked out Podbean yet, look in the description box of this video and we'll have a link to this podcast on Podbean. So let's talk about the Awesome Homestead, right?
Sure.
Well, if you go to their video for today, what's it about?
It's about us.
That's right, Natural Living Homestead. So, Richard and Cheyenne over the Awesome Homestead had offered to put us up on their channel for today to introduce us to their viewers. And that was a very awesome thing for them to do. Richard and Cheyenne, thank you. So, if you haven't been over there, subscribe to his channel. Check it out and subscribe to his channel. And make sure to leave a comment that we sent you over there. Also, what do we have here? We've got some questions this week, don't we?
We do. Okay, I'll start with this one. Helen with Grace Farms asked, have you guys ever thought about doing bees?
Ooh. Helen, this is a great question. As a matter of fact, we decided to make this the main topic for tonight's podcast. And the answer to that question is yes. And is your answer yes too?
Yes and no.
She was gung-ho. Nikki was very gung-ho about the bees until just recently. I was not so gung-ho, maybe a little, until just recently when I got gung-ho on it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. We have some very close friends that are into bees. And we're starting to learn quite a bit about bees. We're doing more research on them. And they got us our first Dadant catalog. Now, I may not be pronouncing that right. Is that right? Dadant?
I would say Dadant.
Dadant.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
So it's a beekeeping catalog. We have their winter-spring 2017 beekeeping catalog. And if I can find Dadant, if I can find it online, guys, I'll leave a link for it in the description box for you. But it has everything in the world for bees that I know of, because I'm an amateur wannabe beekeeper right now. So it tells a lot about the bees, from the worker to the queen to the drone, how honeybees work, how honeybee colony works, beekeeping as a hobby or vocation, and just all the different products that you can get, the different kits that you can get. You can get them with their hives already painted or just bare, and you still got to put them together. So anything along the way of bees. Now, I'll tell you, beekeeping can be a little bit of a lucrative business, can't it?
Oh, yes.
I think they sell what, $10 per pint?
Oh, I don't know how much.
I think it's $10 per pint.
I think it's less than a pint.
Yeah, it is.
It's very expensive, but it's expensive to get started.
Yes.
I think once you get your infrastructure set up, then you will start to see the benefits financially.
Yep, and we don't even know where we're at yet as far as what type of frame system, 10 frame system, or what size of frames, or we're not sure on any of that stuff just yet. So we're just learning. We're still doing our research. We know that it's going to cost a lot to get into this, and I think we want to get our homestead better under control before we start the bees. I think once we have a better routine of things and better systems in place, because let's face it, your homestead is about putting systems in and learning things, and the more systems you have in place, it seems the easier it gets to be.
Yes, that's true.
So when it comes to the bees, I think that's going to be one that I don't want to feel like I'm neglecting the bees at all. I don't want to feel like I went into it haphazardly and didn't know anything about bees before I started. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. Vino Farm is one of them, as a matter of fact. And I take a lot from it. There's more to it than meets the eye. But it doesn't seem as hard to me as when I first started looking at bees. Now for you, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Right.
See, first she thought that it was, all fun and games, didn't you?
Yes, until I went over to our friend's house and stood right beside the beehive, and you get a little scared, but you're not supposed to. And I watched her get stung, and yeah, it kind of shook some reality into me.
I'm not, as far as the bees, I'm not afraid of them. I kind of think they're a little bit like dogs. Now, take whatever I'm telling you, this is not professional advice. I'm not a beekeeper. But, I don't know, they might be like dogs and can sense fear.
I think that's true. I think once you have that feeling of I'm scared, you might emit some kind of pheromone or something that
I think you do.
They do, or something like that. I think after they sting, they put off a pheromone which attracts the other bees to sting you.
That is correct. They do that.
Okay.
So
yeah, we have a lot of research to do.
Yes. So if anybody knows if bees smell fear, leave a comment in the comment box. I'd love to hear it. We've the answer to your question there is definitely yes, Helen. We're at some point in time we're going to be getting into bees. When it's going to be, haha.
Don't know.
To be determined.
To be determined.
That's right.
Okay, you want to move on to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, Macy T would like to know, have you guys ever thought about growing mealworms for your chickens?
The answer to that is
yes, we currently grow mealworms for the chickens.
And which reminds us we've never done a video on that.
No, I don't think I know enough about them yet to do a video.
But you've been growing them for how long?
I think we've had them for a year.
Yeah, we
Haven't
started off with a little package, and what do you call them? Aliens?
Oh, we're in that pupa stage.
Yeah.
They look like little aliens. Anyway, we're still trying to get a good sized colony going, and it's a work in progress.
Well, how many do we have compared to what we started with?
Oh, I don't know. 4 times as many?
4 times as many.
Probably.
But we really have no cost involved with it, do we?
No, we just put some oatmeal in there and a carrot every once in a while, and that's about it. They're pretty low maintenance.
Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do right now, is we're trying to grow our colony of mealworms so that we can produce more and more all the time. Make it more of a sustainable food source for our chickens. So if we just keep giving the mealworms to the chickens, we'll never have enough to grow.
Right, I don't think we have that many yet.
No. So we'll have to figure out a new design system on it too, because there is an awful lot going on in that one little container now.
Well, it's 2 containers, but yes, we do need to make the containers bigger.
Yeah.
And expand that way.
And we will make a video for you guys soon on our mealworm system and let you see it.
Okay, that is it for the questions.
So we were going to tell you about our upcoming plans for this weekend, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
I think it's exciting.
I think so too. This is one of my favorite things that we grew on the farm this year.
I know. Pumpkins. We grew quite a few pumpkins, and we're going to start harvesting them this weekend. And we're also going to show you a video on our giant pumpkin. So that's kind of our big plans for this weekend, is just going through the gardens, cutting back on what's not being used anymore, getting that cleaned out of the gardens. And we've got tons of stuff that needs pulled out of between the squash, watermelon, and
yeah, I think there's a watermelon ready.
Yep.
And we have a lot of squash ready. And we're still having red tomatoes.
Yes, we are.
So we'll be working on canning more pasta sauce.
But we're not getting quite as many tomatoes as what we were. So, but it's not near as hot out.
Right. We kind of went through a little cooler couple weeks.
Yeah, it got really hot for about 2 weeks, and then after that it got cool for 2 weeks. And didn't have to, they just had the windows open and just let the breeze come through the house. So it's been pretty nice out. So be looking forward next week to see about what we got out of our gardens this weekend.
Yep, I'm excited about that.
Yep.
Oh, we're also going to harvest the the volunteer gourds.
Oh, I know. There's so many things back there.
I know, it's exciting. We'll have to show you guys what we find back there.
Yep. So that's it for tonight. We want to thank you for joining us for another episode of the Natural Living Homestead podcast.
Thanks for joining us on our journey on a small farm.